In the coming years, we can expect pressure to divert our course. The growing siren calls of protectionism and climate skepticism. But we must ignore them. They can only pull us onto the rocks. They are not sustainable for this country, and they're not sustainable for the planet. First, on net zero, despite some of the shifting global tides, the climate science hasn't changed, and the threat of inaction hasn't changed either. And the pace of advance in green technologies hasn't changed. As we all know, electric vehicles are a huge global market, £500 billion already. And in some countries, the pace of EV adoption is more than half of new car sales. Net zero is still one of the fastest growing sectors in our economy, growing at more than 9% in 2023, according to research with CBI economics. There does not need to be a contradiction between net zero and economic growth, though we have to be honest that there are trade-offs and nuances on that journey. Engagement is always a better strategy than protectionism or sticking our heads in the sand. Today, we face a whole host of challenges that no one country or economy can tackle alone. Not only climate change and the energy transition, but declining health and aging populations. And as advanced economies, many of them see their populations age. We must work together to shift spending from treatment to prevention, both in our health and in our climate. And working together on prevention is so much less costly than scrambling to pay when the damage is done. When it comes to China, we must be practical. Of course, let's recognize security concerns, but full decoupling from China, as some have talked about, is not realistic and it's not right. And it doesn't sit with our commitment to free and fair trade. It doesn't sit with our need to answer some of the global challenges of 2025. China is heavily integrated into the global economy. It's the UK's #1 import market and #2 export market outside of the EU. Trade between our countries has grown over 70% in the last 8 years alone. And not to mention its essential importance in green growth here in the UK. China remains critical to the production of solar panels and so many more goods integral to our energy transition. So let's be pragmatic, let's focus on trade, and let's focus on cooperation, but stay alive to risks.